Hi friends, welcome back. In this video, we will see the demonstration of hard failover, how to configure auto failover settings, also see the demonstration of delta recovery and full recovery. As of now, my cluster is running with 7 nodes, 3 data service nodes, 2 index service nodes and 2 query service nodes. Let's see how to perform each activity. For the demonstration purpose, I'm just picking one node which is node IP ending with 0.2. Let me take the external IP address. I'm connecting to this node. Couchbase service is active and running. First, let me show how to hard failover manually. So I'm selecting this node, click on failover, select the hard failover. There is a warning, failing over the node will remove it from the cluster and activate a replica. The only difference, as I told earlier, operations that are in flight, that are in progress at the moment and not replicated will be lost. So that is the drawback of hard failover. This node is hard failover. Since one node is reduced from my cluster configuration, we can see the warning here, rebalance is required because some data is not currently replicated. So we just failed over this node for testing purpose, and this node is not down from a long while. So I can add it back to the cluster with any one of these two recovery methods, full recovery or delta recovery. There is one more possibility here. Suppose if Couchbase service is down on this node, you cannot add it back. Let me stop Couchbase service on this particular node. Couchbase is stopped on it. You can see the node is unresponsive. So if I perform rebalance now, this node will be kicked out of the cluster. So let me do that. Rebalance is completed successfully. You can see we have only 6 nodes in the cluster. Earlier it was 7. Let me add the node back to the cluster to demonstrate other activities. Before adding this node back to the cluster, let me start Couchbase service on this. This was a data service node. Let me do the rebalance. Rebalance is completed successfully. Now let's check the settings for auto failover. So as you see, auto failover is enabled for 120 seconds. As we discussed, you can test and set this value as per your environment needs. For now, I'm setting it for 60 seconds. Ideally, most of the people will go with the default setting, which is 120 seconds. I'm setting this 60 seconds and only one event. You can also increase it to 3 depending on the number of nodes in your cluster. Saving my setting. As per this setting, if the cluster manager is failed to get a response from any one of the cluster nodes continuously for 60 seconds, it will auto failover the node. As we discussed, auto failover is always a hard failover. Let me connect to a different node this time. Let me go with the node IP ending with 0.3, whose external IP is ending with 19.33. So Couchbase is up and running. Let me stop Couchbase on it. As you see here, server automatically failed over, and also it is showing the message regarding the quota. Failover quota used /max 1 by 1. You can also check the same from logs as well. Failover completed successfully for the node. You can see all the nodes are reporting this node went down, and then enabled auto failover with timeout 60. It started failing over and it completed failover. That is how auto failover work. Now, once I brought up Couchbase service on this node, we will be prompted with two recoveries, delta recovery and full recovery. Let's see. As you see here, we have two options. Since the node is down only for few minutes, I'm going with delta recovery. Click on rebalance. After this rebalance, in the logs, you can see that this quota will be reset to 0 again. Rebalance started. You can see rebalance completed successfully. This time you see one extra thing, delta recovery warm up in the rebalance summary. Let's go to the logs to see what was actually happened. All the cluster nodes saw this particular node came up and then started rebalance with the delta recovery option for all the buckets one after the other, and rebalance completed successfully. At the end, you can see auto failover count has been reset. Now let me failover one more node to demonstrate full recovery. Now I'm going with the node IP ending with 0.4. I'm copying its external IP, connecting through putty. My auto failover settings are still there. It should trigger auto failover after 60 seconds. Let me stop Couchbase service on it. All nodes already started seeing this particular node is down. Now we should see the failover in logs. You can see the message failover node and failover completed successfully. So once we start Couchbase service on this node, we'll get 2 recovery options. So let me start Couchbase. Now I see 2 recovery options. The only difference is full recovery will take time because it will delete all the existing data and freshly copy new set of data. Let me select full recovery and click on rebalance. For testing purpose, I am just listing the files on this node, IP ending with 0.4, clicked on rebalance. You can see all the existing directories got deleted. And since the rebalance is going on for this bucket, we can see travel sample directory only. Once the rebalance progresses to the next buckets, we can also see the directories got created. So this backend delete won't happen for the Delta recovery because whatever changes got applied, those things only be copied in Delta recovery. But in full recovery, existing data will be wiped up, fresh data will be copied. You can see rest TMP directory created just now. In few seconds, we can also see one more directory will be created. This is one more important point when comparing the differences between Delta recovery and full recovery. Rest directory is created. This is a watch command I have used. This command will refresh for every 1 second and list out the list of files and directories inside the Couchbase data directory. Rebalance completed successfully. Let me set the auto failover seconds to default value, which is 120 seconds. So that is all about hard failover, auto failover settings, Delta recovery and full recovery. You can also explore other failover options as well. Thanks for your time. See you in the next lecture.